This week 71-year-old Ken Bruce told his listeners that after his contract comes to an end he'll be leaving his BBC Radio 2 show. With his exit imminent, bookies have revealed former Top of the Pops presenter Gary Davies is the favourite to replace Ken. On Tuesday morning, Ken Bruce revealed that it was time to move on from the BBC as he'll be leaving the broadcaster in March. Despite his mid-morning show being a staple in many of the nation's daily routines, with its recent weekly reach being 8.56 million, Ken will be joining rival station Greatest Hits Radio. With his exit on the horizon, listeners have been wondering who will be Ken's replacement, with the BBC yet to confirm who will be filling the regular slot. However, according to bookmakers Coral, Gary Davies is the 2-1 favourite to take over, with Scott Mills set at 3-1. Other names include Vernon Kay with odds of 4-1, with Steve Wright being the 6-1 favourite, with many fans calling for him to make a return to the BBC. Coral's John Hill commented, "Gary Davies has filled in for Ken Bruce for the last few years, and the sounds of the 80s presenter is the favourite to land the mid-morning show on a full-time basis." Scott Mills recently joined BBC Radio 2 and he is second best in the betting to switch from the afternoon slot to the mid-morning programme. Gary has a long-running history with the BBC after initially starting in 1982 to present the Saturday late-night show. Known as a regular face for fronting Top of the Pops, Gary left the BBC in 1993 before joining Virgin Radio the following year. Although fast-forward to 2017 and the 65-year-old returned to the BBC to co-present Sound of the 80s with Sarah Cox before she left, making him the main host of the show. Ken Bruce confirmed his departure on Tuesday morning's show as he paid tribute to his time with the broadcaster. He told his listeners, "Nothing stays the same forever, and I have decided the time is right for me to move on from Radio 2 when I reach the end of my current contract in March. It's been a tremendously happy time for me. I've made many friends and worked with many wonderful colleagues. However, I feel that after 45 years of full-time broadcasting on BBC Radio, it's time for a change. I would stress that this is entirely my decision, but some new opportunities have come up and I would like to continue my career in a slightly different way in the next few years, the details of which will be revealed shortly. I will always be very proud of my association with the BBC and Radio 2 in particular, and I'd like to thank everyone who has helped to make the mid-morning show a success." Although it seems as though many of his fans have been left devastated by his impending departure, with some threatening to no longer listen to BBC Radio 2 once he leaves. Speaking about his decision to leave, Lorna Clark, director of BBC Music, commented, "Ken is an extraordinary broadcaster with an exceptional career over many decades. He has been part of every significant occasion marked by BBC Radio 2, and we, his faithful audience and the Radio 2 all-star lineup, will miss his warm humour and wit. Congratulations on a brilliant career."